Fitty, always great to see you, my man. You know, you're my favorite follow on social media because you have a great blend of you promote your projects, you give like funny social commentary, and then you come with some fire memes, which is so funny.
I have a good time at the same time. A part of the promotional part, you promoting things that's going on, but then I just stop and just do things for fun.
Right. No, it's great, man. Then we see your son and everything. And he looks like he's getting big. How old is he now?
He's 8. He's 8.
Wow.
Yeah, he runs my life. He's still running my life.
Cute.
Well, all of your TV shows, I feel like, have such a good social message and tell such good stories. Not only, Fitty, do you do and executive produce 1,000 shows, you give away thousands of dollars. Tell us about what went down at Burger King. The greatest thing of all time. You show up at the King, and what happens?
Well, we decided, see, me and my friend, a friend of mine, he came to me, he wanted to go. And he said, yo, you know what we should do? We should just go give back to random people that wouldn't actually receive it. Like, a lot of times when we call ourselves the philanthropy that we're doing, we're giving large amounts of money to non-for-profit organizations that are supposed to actually have
yeah, that's awesome.
Have it reach individuals, but we don't get a chance to feel that. Those people, particularly at Burger King, in the neighborhood where I grew up in, they felt it, and they felt it come from me. So it was interesting. It's a different experience.
But that was stacks
cool,
of money, 50. That was a lot of money. How much did you give away that night?
It was about $30,000, but it was between me and him.
Dang.
Well, 50, tell us about season 2 of your show For Life. Great true story about Isaac Wright Jr. He was in prison. When he got out, he became a lawyer to help other people. What can we expect?
First season represents almost 9 years of Isaac Wright Jr.'s life story. And the second season, we see him re-entering society. Like, he makes it out of jail during the second season. And it was a choice creatively by Hank Steiner and the guys involved in the writer's room to get him out of jail faster, because we still end up in a story that everyone would love to see in television, film television. As you guys watch him re-entering society, adjusting from coming from trauma of being incarcerated for 9 years around the worst possible people and interacting in society, coming back and trying to fit in to kind of shake those habits in order to function properly.
Yeah, it is based on a true story, like you just said. And tell me about the first time you met Isaac Wright Jr. How was that?
Well, when I met him, he was helping a friend legalize an event that was throwing in the Bronx. It was like a fight club. They brought Isaac with them to prove to me that it was legalized, so I would attend. Because at the time, I was currently a licensed promoter in the state of Nevada, because I was doing TNT promotions with Floyd at that point. And he told me a story, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, I was Googling him at the same time while he was telling me, because it was almost unbelievable.
Well, you know what? I always respect the hustle, Fitty, and it's so hard. And I know we've had this discussion, because the average really career and lifespan for like a rapper is very short-lived.
Yeah.
But the fact that you've remained on the scene, yeah, right, it's really quick, but you've transcended and now to producer and all these different avenues, and you wrote a book about it, which I think is so cool. If you haven't checked it out, the name of the book is called Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter. So what would you say are like the key principles for being a good hustler?
Well, I think when you adapt it, you got to say, when you say you're a hustler, it's something that you're going to do. It's a lifestyle. Like when you say a lot of rappers have short careers, if you have a long enough career, there's peaks and valleys in it.
Yeah.
So you're going to experience some highs and some lows. And usually if the guy has success in the very beginning, it's tough to sustain it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of artists, you see them fear oversaturation of material. Like Michael Jackson, at those points, he would go away and you would almost think he passed away until his next record came.
Mm-hmm.
Like, M disappears like that.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything from him until it's time for the next record. And that's to sustain being able to offer music, because if the audience becomes too close, they start to identify with you being human. Then you're not the song. If you identify with him as a song, he can continue to give you new songs. And the only thing you have as a reference is hits. So when he goes away, there's still a positive tones there.
Yeah.
Like now, the music business has shifted, so anyone who has a computer and a microphone and the iTunes account is technically in the music business.
And they all want to emulate this guy. They're all coming after you, including with your fashion. Sit tight right there, 50. We come back. We're going to start with the strong sport coat you're rocking. A little trip down memory lane. Much more with 50 when we come back.
We are back with Fitty now.
Woo!
Man, that's some great casting right there with Mary J. So how was it when you were approaching her for the role? Was it did you have to court her for a while, or how'd that work out?
Well, Mary was really enjoying Power, so I was able to kind of talk her into coming to just to meet with Courtney, the writer of the show. And when she came, it was something cool, really cool that happened in the room right in front of me, because Mary started talking about it, and Courtney was like talking about, your music got me through this when I was going through this, and I was like, oh shoot, so I really don't need to do nothing. I'll put them in the room, and kind of just came together. And I don't think that she knew when she was coming that it would turn into her like being one of the lead characters in Ghost. But they got a chance to talk about it, and they developed the character from there, and then it just came together.
See,
both Mary and Method Man
I was just
totally like, these are like my stars. Like, these are people
exactly,
that
we're the
stars
same. We're like the same
before I
age,
got
so
on.
that's my era right there. So I love Method Man, Red Man, Blackout was my album back in the day. And when they had, they had a big hit, Hoover.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige and Method Man had a hit called "You're All I Need" back in the day. Well, Fitty knows. And so the fact that you, Mary, and
Collaboration, Fitty,
what's up
let's go.
is there gonna be what's up with the musical components or possible collabs right there?
We're talking about doing some new music for the shows and stuff. And what's the name? Away from, well, me and Mary were talking about creating some stuff. And for Raising Kanan, I did the theme song for that show. Also working on material for Force and for the BMF project. So I'm getting new things. Even 42 Doug, new artist, 42 Doug sent me a song with Jeezy for the BMF project. So they're gonna see things that it'll be kept up to standard. Like, there's a place for bad music, and that's television, because it's usually where they spend the money last in the production.
Yeah.
But it just be on my shows.
I love
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Controlling it all. All right, let's talk a little bit of fashion here, 50. Let's put up a picture and tell us what was going on in your life during this time. Your first look, this bulletproof vest, or I'm not sure what we're rocking.
That was the Get Rich or Die Trying era right there,
Oh,
right?
I love this picture.
Yeah, that was that actually had to be 2003.
Oh, that was before.
Right there, yeah, I was nuts.
What do you
nuts.
remember most about that time?
Yeah, look, just not having consequential thinking. Just things, whatever I wanted to do at that point. Because it was, at the point I had received finances that exceed all my expectations.
Yeah.
However, it was more than anybody was looking for me to be, and I was just doing what I wanted to do. I was just splurging at that point. And then there's the point where, look, when we pray for success, we don't pray for jealousy, we don't pray for envy, we don't pray for entitlement, and you can't have success without those things. And the entitlement being the scary part, because it's growing in someone you love dearly, and their expectations. You might buy them a car, and they say, "Yeah, but you made so much money, man. You could have bought me a house."
Yeah.
And you go, "A house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was responsible for your whole life.
Come out of the
When did I
woodworks.
become responsible for everything?"
Exactly.
And you deal with that. You deal with people. It's just so many things. Like when people say that they made money, but like money don't change me. Like when they say that, you can tell them I just said they just didn't make enough money.
You're exactly right. All right, we're going to go a couple more looks real quick. Next, we got this fit. You're
Ooh, I
rocking
like
a
the hat.
pinstripe suit with a fedora with some dudes back there that look like they're going to...
Asking for money.
Yeah. What do you remember that day?
Yeah, that was the MTV Awards, and that was definitely 2003.
Wow.
And look, you see, I still got my do-rag under the hat.
Yeah, representing.
Oh, that's so
Over me.
great.
Look, that was absolutely, that was like, you notice out of Geo, the group, no one else is there.
That's right.
It's because I was wearing a suit, and at that point, every single one of the members of the group associated a suit with a funeral or a court date.
Let's end with the turtleneck. I think a turtleneck says
There we
money.
go.
That says yes.
with the checkered gray suit.
Yeah, the tight pants,
And the
50. We're going tighter and a little more tapered. Tell us everything.
Yeah, those pants are a little too tight for me. Like, I can't have any type of physical activity in those pants. But that was the look we was going for. I went to that was the star on the Walk of Fame ceremony.
Yeah.
I went to, and that every time I see that outfit, it was so much more fun than I anticipated, because Eminem, Dr. Dre, Chris Albrecht, everybody was there to participate and be a part of it. Paul Rosenberg, like the whole team was out there. So I didn't even anticipate how much or how important it would be, because I had spent so much time away from them.
Yeah.
That everybody there at one time, I was like, yo, I should have wrote a speech. And then I was trying to remember how to make sure that I mentioned everybody and how important they were to my career, and just the learning curve. So I was able to do the things that I was able to do.
I'm sure they all really appreciated it, man. Hey, Fitty, we so appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on everything, brother. I'll be keeping up with you on social. Hopefully we'll see you in person soon. So thank you, sir.
We love the hustle, 50.
Right on, brother. And listen, you can catch the premiere of For Life on ABC tonight.